Hey everybody, this is Throbby, and we have another banger video for you today. Today, we are doing a tier list on the factions of Skyrim, and joined with me is Shoken.
It's me. Hello.
Welcome, welcome. And I guess things to note is that the factions that we're going to be running over are basically all playable in some capacity, minus one. So we're being kind of loose when we say factions, because otherwise there's really only like 4 or 5 factions really to rate. But we stretched it out, and we're also obviously including the DLC factions. So it should be a fun one. And we're kind of rating them based on how either cool they are to play, so their quest lines, or kind of what they bring to Skyrim specifically. So for the ones that aren't as like playable, do they bring something good to the game? Is there fun aspects of that faction? Even if it's like a modability thing, because there's like big mod expansions for some of the factions. Obviously some factions like you wouldn't even really want to play, even if they were like blown up and modded, but you know, so we're going to use all those things. So there's lots of factors. It's going to be super subjective, or maybe objective, depending on you know, how we're feeling.
Yeah, my subjective is objective,
So true. So if you guys enjoy the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite is. And really quick, our game WInterreach Emporium, the link is going to be in the description. If you want to support the channel, please go wishlist the game. It helps a lot with exposure. It's a fantasy, cozy management game where you manage a ski shop and you sell skis to all kinds of fantasy races. So it's right down your wheelhouse if you do like Elder Scrolls lore. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in to one of the top tier ones, is the Dark Brotherhood. And right before this video, I mean, I've known it's been a rumor, but I heard that my buddy here with 1,000 hours in the game has never actually completed the Dark Brotherhood questline.
it's a sad truth of the world is that I've done literally everything else in Skyrim except for the Dark Brotherhood. I don't know how I've managed to just not do it. Every time I start a run, I see there's like a quest over there, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't care about it, and I just don't do it.
Maybe you're just such a pacifist that the murder turns you off.
I'm so nice. I'm such a nice guy. I'm such a good, nice guy person with right opinions that I don't play as the assassin-y dude, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to interject here. So the Dark Brotherhood, this is going to be a little bit of background for you here, Justin. So obviously you get it. You go talk to Aventus Arantino in Windhelm. He's absolutely crashing out. He wants Grelog the Kind to get murdered. His parents are dead, so he's doing the Black Sacrament, and he's like, go kill Grelog the Kind. He mistakes you for a Dark Brotherhood assassin. He's like, oh, here, this must be you, go kill her. So you go butcher her, right? As any good person does.
Obviously.
So you go murder her in the orphanage. Then the next, you eventually the courier will bring you a note. You read the note. It says, we know. You go to sleep. When you wake up, you'll wake up in a cabin. There, Astrid will say, basically, here's 3 people. You got to pick somebody to murder. The Easter egg is you can actually just murder Astrid and then go tell the Pentis Oculatus, or however you say it, which is basically like the Emperor's bodyguards. You can go tell them, hey, I murdered Astrid, and they'll give you like 5,000 gold. So it's a quick way to get 5,000 gold, but essentially, if you decide not to do that and actually play through the quest line, because that kind of ruins the quest line. Granted, you just go make some quick money, but you kind of like skip the whole quest line, so it's kind of dumb.
That done me some favors. That have done me really good in all my runs.
Right. So then what you'll do is you'll play through the whole quest line. Lots of cool stuff. The game's been out for long enough, so here you go. Here's your spoiler alert. Click off or click up to the next tab or whatever if you're like this guy and you still haven't played it. But basically, Astrid has been selling out the Dark Brotherhood the whole time to the Pentis Oculatus just to make sure that they don't go blow up the Dark Brotherhood, because they know where you guys are staying. It's time. You don't know this yet, so you go murder the Emperor. You murder his body double. The Pentis Oculatus, while you're away, goes and rampages the sanctuary, kills everybody, barring a couple people. Astrid, she's laying there with the blade of woe, her body's all burnt up. She's basically like, oh, I sold you out. And then you're like, you know what, the contract's not over. I'm going to go kill this Emperor. You go sneak on his boat, you murder him, you come back out. You make like 20 grand, 20,000 gold. And then the reason, or I think maybe it's 25,000, but the reason you get it is because you're supposed to go rebuild the new Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, which works like, you know how like when you upgrade a house and it costs money to like furnish the house?
Into like a chest or something, and then...
No, you like, you talk to, you know how like you go talk to like the Jarl's Steward or whatever, I can't remember what he's called.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
But basically you do that same thing. And the reason you get that much money is because you're supposed to rebuild. You don't have to, but you're supposed to rebuild it. And then it's actually like a really cool player home. But anyway, that's the whole rundown. It's, in my opinion, it's actually Giga S tier. It's very fun. It's probably like the most like of the vanilla factions. It probably has like the best story. And it probably the best twist because you didn't know Astrid was bad. I think you kind of know Mercer Frey's bad because that's the other twist, right? So, and you know Ancano in the College of Winterhold. You know Ancano's bad too. So
he's a high elf in Skyrim. You know? How's that guy even there?
He's like if you know, you ever watch Harry Potter, but it's like if you know, like Professor Snape. The twist is Professor Snape's actually good.
He's actually the good guy.
Yeah. The difference is if Ancano was Professor Snape, but he's just actually as bad as he seems.
Yeah.
But I think this is S tier. Barring that you have.
Funnily enough, everybody else has said it's the same. Said it too, and it's like I don't know why I've just never done it. Every time I do a new modded playthrough, or whatever, I just don't ever think about doing it. Yeah. And it's just really slips my mind. But you also get the horse, right? The summonable horse.
You do. You get Shadowmere,
which honestly on its own is probably worth it being far up there, anyways. Because my horses get killed every day.
Yeah. Well, he's not summonable. He just is immortal.
Oh, well,
Arvak is the summonable one. That's the Dawnguard one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, you know, I lose them all the time, too, so maybe that'd probably be not the best, but hey, we'll take it.
Let me tell you, as unkillable as Shadowmere is supposed to be, I've killed that motherfucker 20 times. Jumping off cliffs and it bugs and kills him anyway, or I've killed literally Shadowmere like 20 times, so...
Hey, he gets hit by a giant in the wrong way. You won't see him for about 30 minutes.
So we're gonna put it in S tier. I think it's fairly S tier. I know you haven't played it, but
I don't have any justification to not put it in S tier.
Yeah. All right. Up next. Now this is a symbol you probably don't even know this is the symbol because I didn't know until just finding the pictures for this. But this is the Companions. They hang out at Jorvaskr in Whiterun. Their leader is Kodlak Whitemane, and spoiler alert, they're werewolves. What do you think about?
You didn't know. Yeah, I would not have guessed if you put like a billion if you put like 20 things in front of me, I would not have guessed that was the Companions one. I guess it sort of makes sense with the dog, but I'm thinking about it. How long have they been werewolves anyways? Because it's like, was that always their symbol? Was the dog their symbol before they became werewolves?
It's a good question.
You know, I think, or maybe it was just weird writing on Bethesda's part. Who knows? But yeah, I would never have guessed this symbol was theirs.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the Companions?
The Companions have a lot of potential. I like Vilkas and Varkas. I think those two are funny. I know a lot of people
we like Ayla.
Ayla the Huntress. Yeah, a lot of people like Ayla the Huntress. And I think Kodlak Whitemane is a kind of character that I could have liked if he like had enough writing to be a character.
I agree.
But he's not. I like the idea of his story. I like the idea of a guy who's like predetermined to not go where he wants to, and he is willing to, you know, kill off everybody else's, I guess, hopes and dreams to go to Sovngarde on his own. And I'm with him on that. I'd be doing the same thing. I don't want to go eternally hunt. I'd rather be in Sovngarde. That sounds like way more fun.
Yeah. Well, it's also, I think the Companions is the idea they're all supposed to go to Sovngarde anyway, because that's like they're like fighters and warriors and stuff. So, and I don't know when they became werewolves, or I actually can't remember, because to me, low-key, the Companions are relatively not interesting. As funny enough as it is, they probably have some of the more compelling, memorable characters. But the actual story itself is much less interesting.
Yeah, at some point, some leader of the Companions wanted more power, and so he made a deal with the Coven or whatever. The Coven to give him the power to be a werewolf, and that just you know makes them sort of pseudo worshippers of Hircine.
Okay.
But check this. I'm getting a spam phone call, of course. And then that's pretty much what it is. And because you are a werewolf, you literally can't go to Sovngarde. It wouldn't even like none of them. Some of them don't even like they don't care or worship Hircine. It's just that they are werewolves that are hunters, and that is worshiping Hircine.
Total detour from the list. Where would you want to go?
Where would I want to go with the companions, or would I?
No, if you were dead in Tamriel.
Oh, Sovngarde. What? It's not even close, right?
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Part of me feels like what's the guy's name? A Sanguine. His place has got to be pretty dope.
You know, maybe all the partying and the drinking.
Debauchery? Sign me up.
To be fair, you're not gonna tell me that the companions are that the in Sovngarde they're not fucking over there too.
No, fair enough. And they're probably, they're probably doing some crazy. In Hircine's realm, they're probably banging it out too when it's all
it. In
at the end of the hunt.
It's probably the worst. It's probably the worst in Hircine's
It's
realm.
probably it's probably more than you want. It's probably more than you want.
Yeah, the problem with Hircine's realm is you're both the prey and the predator, and that's enough for me to not want to go.
Yeah, so. I think the issue is like when you're in Sovngarde and you go see like Soon. To Soon.
You got to do it soon first.
And, you finally get through and Soon's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of banging later. And you're like, oh no shit. And then you go inside and you're like, a lot of dudes in here.
90% dudes going on.
A lot of dudes in here, I'm noticing. Not a lot
I'm gonna go make friends with like the 4 Sovngarde the women.
Yeah, so probably whatever Debella's realm is, she doesn't really have a realm because I guess she's one of the actual gods, right? So they don't have realms.
Yeah, something.
Too bad. So sad.
For real, right? Yeah, you can't even join their club in was it Markarth?
Yeah, Markarth.
Yeah. Can't even join their club as a dude there. They're like, no, we don't care about you. Like, oh, what else is new?
Yeah, Jesus. But back to what we're actually supposed to be here talking about. Sorry for the
companions
interruption, but I think that generally, I actually really like the characters. I think 2 things. I think it actually would be an S tier faction if you had to choose between playing the Silverhand. Like if the Silverhand had an actual like reason, because low key, I don't want to say they're like the good guys, because I guess werewolves aren't. Werewolves aren't inherently bad, right?
No, but in Skyrim they. If you choose to be, you almost are. Because
all the companions are good people.
I
mean, Farkas and Vilkas, and they're like good people.
Yeah, but
Skewer is a guy, right?
Accidentally mauled. Yeah, but how many people have they accidentally mauled as werewolves in their lives? Right? Because again, they do consciously choose to become werewolves the first time. It's not like they don't know the decision they're making when they make it, right? Or maybe you are tricked into it.
But you're not, because you weren't.
You're not, because you know specifically before you.
But you also they can control their werewolfness.
But not the first time, and that's the point in the first time is that you don't control it the first time either. You go on a rampage murdering people in Whiterun, and you know it's gonna happen.
You don't have to. I just leave the city and just go wake up outside is what I gotta do.
Well, I guess
there's no way, because everybody would know they're werewolves if they're running out all the time. You know what I mean? So
that's true. Maybe they just need to. Maybe they should have just not let the Dragonborn be a werewolf. Maybe I should be a werewolf.
Low key, because they all can't. My thing is, like, I actually think that they're all actually they're good. So the Silverhands aren't necessarily bad, but are the Silverhands bad for wanting to make sure these werewolves get killed? Because that's the only issue, right? They're not like common bandits, or are they?
Well, there is the other werewolf who did accidentally, the one with the ring. Like he does actually.
That's a different thing, though.
It is sort of different. It is different. But that being said, there's like 170 Silverhand rolling around Skyrim, and there's like 12 companions. They must have done something to spur on some sort of bad vibes. I can't.
I would say yay and nay. I mean, if their general idea is right, that we're like, say, if the Silverhand want to go kill werewolves, most werewolves might be bad. But the companions, because maybe they become a werewolf in a different way. Because obviously, like Farkas, when you get locked up and he turns into a werewolf and comes back and he's like, I'm going to go unlock the door, and he's still a wolf when he's telling you. Like, he has full control over himself as a werewolf. But that might not be common, because obviously the guy in Falkreath, like you're saying, did not have control over himself as a werewolf.
Yeah. Well, I'll also say this. There's also nothing in the companions, like code or whatever, that deems you have to be a decent or good person to be a companion. It's just people who take contracts to enact violence on other people, and they just so happen to have like a revelrish brothership going on, right? There's like evil monsters could be in the companions. They're just not, I guess, not that you know of anyway.
Yeah, I feel like there's a couple plot holes in my mind though here. My issue, you know, the one where the Silverhands come and like vandalize your Vasker. Like, how does that? There's more guards than people in the town.
Yeah. They must have had they had to come in like for the last month, like guests coming in slowly, and they all hide out in a hole somewhere.
Or it was like one guy went and did it, like while everybody was asleep, because your Vasker's like always packed too, like
your Vasker's always, and it's always got that old lady. She's always watching guard down there, sweeping floors.
Yeah,
I can't believe they managed to get through there.
I don't want to spend too much time on the companions. I think they're pretty low. I actually think that they're like C tier at best.
It's such a shame, because they really could have been an S tier, like the predominant.
That's what makes them worse.
faction.
That's what makes them worse.
Yeah, it does. It's really disappointing. Only cool thing is that you can be werewolves, and they should have done better with the perk tree.
And the werewolf sucks. There's actually not even vanilla Skyrim didn't even have a perk tree, by the way. So
it's in the DLC.
and C even feels high. I'm gonna be honest. So
yeah, this is a "you stink, Todd" moment.
Yeah, they messed that up bad. Up next is another one that they probably could have done more with, but lands a little bit better, I think, is the College of Winterhold. I like the College of Winterhold. I think that the quests are actually pretty fun, and like where you go in the quests, like the actual dungeons are pretty cool, and like with the Staff of Magnus, and then you go to that one Dwemer one, and you gotta go unlock it.
Labyrinthian is super cool. Labyrinthian might be the coolest dungeon, like, in Skyrim, actually.
Well, then you go to like it's like Mazolft, or so I can't remember what the other one is, where you have to go like unlock the thing and like point the light at the wall.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then like the college itself is really cool, and I think you have to factor that in, like, because Winterhold, the town of Winterhold, the college is the town.
Yeah, it's like 80% of, probably 90% of the people that are at Winterhold are in the college.
I mean, you don't even fast travel to if you fast travel when you play, you go to Winterhold, go to the college, and then you never actually ever fast travel back to Winterhold. You always go to college. And it's like I think Winterhold is, like, the college is actually, like, if you actually ranked the cities, obviously we have ranked the cities, the college is better than any of, like, the little minor cities, I think, because it's all, like, it's all in one place. It's all dense, you know?
It's pretty true. And I gotta say this, over the Companions quest line, the ending of the college quest line is cinematic, and it feels like it matters, right? It feels like it matters in the grand scheme of things. Whereas the end of the Companions quest line feels like it kind of helps a small group of people. Whereas bad stuff is going to go down if the College of Winterhold quest line isn't resolved. Like, you go over there, and there's almost going to be a second magical disaster in Winterhold. You know, they couldn't survive another one. Yeah. That whole place would be gone next time. And then you meet the Sigic Order. Like, the Sigic Order is a cool thing in theory, you know.
In theory, another plot hole. They know that the Eye of Magnus is out there and it's going to cause an issue, and they didn't just like go get it before there was an issue. Kind of like plot hole, but hey, not that big a deal. Where do you think that? Because I think it's good. Where do you think that it misses the mark?
Misses the mark in that you don't really have to feel like a mage at all to do this quest. Like,
so true. You don't have to use any magic, other than to get yourself in and do the ward.
You can talk your way through that. I think you can also talk your way through that.
You can if you're the Dragonborn and you've done enough Dragonborn quests. You can too.
Yeah. So go hit enough dragons with a hammer, and you just walk into the college, and then they're like, all right, that's our student over there, and he's in full dragon plate armor, and he's got 4 swords. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell him he can't enter anyways. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue with Skyrim's design, where it's like a good thing because you're meant to be able to do anything as anybody, but then you get, like you're saying, where like you kind of lose the immersion.
You don't really feel like you're anybody. The fact that you can be anybody makes it feel like you can't be anybody. But
wow,
I'd also say,
what a wise statement.
Yeah, it is. I'd also like to say, as a guy who never cast a single spell to beat the quest line, you shouldn't be the Archmage.
I agree for sure, and I would also say one of my like critiques that I have is like the Archmage is like kind of lame.
He's a bitch, Savas Aaron, and he seems like he could have been cool, and then he just dies off. Like we see his whole pre-story, like he was the one who escaped Labyrinthian, right? Maybe kind of makes him a little bit bitch made, whatever. He lives to be an older wizard. He becomes the college, like the head wizard of the College of Winterhold. You think he'd be able to do something, and that dude does less than the vice principal.
Yeah,
like. Tolfdir is way more helpful than
Tolfdir, and even the Maribel Irvine,
yes.
The freaking one of my favorite places is the library. I think it's like the coolest place in the college.
The orc is cool.
Yeah.
The orc is a cool guy there, dude.
I love that he's an orc. I think it's so good that he's an orc.
It is really good that he's an orc. That like he's a very unique. He's an identifiable character
for sure.
I think honestly, Tolfdir would have been a better like. I think Tolfdir like. If you say
it's 100 times better. It's 100 times better.
Yeah, it's like, and he's good. You know, and the fact that the Augur of Dunlane, or not the Augur, is that the name of it? Is that his name, Augur of Dunlane?
The guy who lives below the college.
Yeah. The manifested magic dude.
Yeah.
That's a cool character, and I'd like to have known a little bit more about what's going on. There's like theories and stuff about him, but that's a cool part of it. There's a cool bit of mystery with the college.
Jazargo is pretty cool too.
Jargo is cool. I'm a Braylon. I can't remember. It's the dark elf girl.
Yeah.
She turns you into a cow, I think, at one point.
That's what you're into. I see.
No, that's what I remember though.
Yeah,
that's certainly a memorable experience.
So where are we thinking? I mean, in my head, my first thought is it's B tier. It could be a lot better, but it could be worse. Or do you think it's higher? I actually don't think it's higher. I think.
The problem is I don't hold a ton of weight with a lot of these other quests either. It's like, I think that the quest probably is B tier, but it might be, in comparison, it might be better than what comes up later. All
right, well, let's drop it in B, and then we can move it if we need to.
Yeah, certainly better than Companions, certainly.
Right. Up next is the Thieves Guild. And, go ahead.
Oh, I like the Thieves Guild.
I like the Thieves Guild a lot. I think it's one of, like, the vanilla factions that are just, like, the factions. It's probably the second best, is like off the top of my head. I think it's cool. It has cool armor. I think the cistern is whatever. I think the ragged flagon is really cool in theory, and it looks pretty cool. I think the quest line is pretty good. The knight, what are they called? The
Nightingales.
The Nightingales is really cool. The whole thing with the skeleton key and nocturnal is all cool.
The skeleton key is by far probably the most valuable single artifact you can get in Skyrim.
Yeah, like all of it is awesome. Like the whole, it's all really good. There's a couple quest issues, I would say, like questline story issues. Mm-hmm. I think like also like I don't like
how trivialized that the guy that recruits you into the guild. Yeah, I feel like he gets kind of trivialized later on in the story. I feel like he could have been more important.
It ends up being the dark elf girl who's the important one. Brynjolf is kind of like plays like second fiddle to her.
Yeah, he should have been more important than her, but I guess they wanted to put a wife in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean and then like the quest line is pretty like iconic. Like the Golden Glow Estate quest is really iconic.
It's cool to see the giant statue. Is it a Falmer statue? Like
when he's taking the eye out of it, and like then the water fills up. Like
not many like actual.
It's one of like the few. Like, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And that's noticeable in a game like Skyrim.
Like I said, all the armor is pretty awesome. Like the Thieves Guild armor and the Nightingale armor are like both awesome. And then also like kind of a side piece, but all the shadow marks everywhere like is pretty cool. Like, and I really didn't notice it until like I looked at the book.
Yeah, that's totally right.
And I would lean towards A tier. I think that this is like aside from the Dark Brotherhood, like this is like a really, really good faction.
Absolutely A tier.
All right. Heard they're reforming the Dawnguard, Vampire Hunters or something.
Vampire Hunters, indeed.
Yeah.
There are some cool stuff that goes with the Dawnguard, and there's a lot of cool concepts that feel maybe a bit like they're just a bit shallow. I like the dude who like armors up trolls.
Yes.
I think that dude is so. I think that's cool.
And the dogs. There's the dogs there too.
The dogs. Yep. I think Istvan is like a cool guy. I like the idea. Like if Istvan was like, you want to go join me and kill vampires, I'd be like, well, obviously. What? It's like this is the greatest call to action I've ever received in my life. The problem is, I don't know. Like, how much do you do for him before you really go and just kill off? It feels like the DLC really wants you to go be a vampire. You know, that's what I think.
Yes, but I've only ever done the vampire once. I do the Dawnguard every other time.
That's what I was about to say. Is like, despite the fact that it really wants me to be a vampire, I do vampire hunters. Like that's what I like. You get crossbows for doing it too. That's the only.
Yeah, the Dawnguard armor is way cooler.
It's really cool armor. I like Istvan's hammer. There's so much that goes with that. The castle's really cool. The castle, the Dawnguard castle.
Oh, cool. It's super cool. And I think it's cooler than Castle Valakir too.
It is. It is.
I would say my first thought is that the next one, in case you don't know the emblem, is the vampires.
Yeah.
The Valakir clan. Off rip, they're both at least B tier. I think they have to be because you have to encapsulate the whole quest line in with the faction. And the other thing is you get Serana in both.
Both, yeah.
So, and she's the best follower, hands down. I would say hands down the best follower. It's not close.
There's not a single other companion. That really has an actually fleshed out story.
Yeah. So that alone, like it has to be. They both have to be at least B. I would say that my personal preference is Dawnguard. Is the Dawnguard that much better than the College of Winterhold? I would say it's better.
Yeah.
I would say it's arguably even a tier better. I would say Dawnguard probably should be in the A tier.
The fact that you take you get Ariel's bow, right? Like the whole Ariel's bow thing is really cool. It's like the only cool Falmer thing there ever is in the Skyrim.
Yeah.
But
I would say it's A tier, and then it's going to be. Is it better or worse than the Thieves Guild? I would say it's. Say it.
I was going to say I want it behind it only because. I wanted more of the Dawnguard. I really did. I wanted a little bit more.
And I would say it's behind it. I think it's better, but there's a couple things. Is one, it's a full blown DLC, and where you kind of like encapsulate the whole quest line into the faction, which is kind of not really fair because the faction isn't really the whole quest line because it doesn't actually matter who you pick. You get the same quests, really.
Yeah.
So,
do you go into the Soul Cairn in?
No matter what you do.
You do. Yeah. By the way, that's the worst part of the DLC by far, but I did not like the Soul Cairn. That felt like a return to Blackreach. Is that what it's called? I can't remember the
Blackreach. Yeah,
that's like a return to Blackreach.
Blackreach is way worse, but the Soul Cairn's not. I don't like being in the Soul Cairn. Yeah. It's because they're all so far away. You have to go kill the Watchers or whatever. Not the Watchers. What are they called? The Perfect Masters or Ideal Masters or whatever. They're just so far away from each other. That's what sucks about it. I would say it's A tier. It's my preference. If I was being objective, I would say that the Valakir are probably better because the vampire form is actually way better than the Dawnguard. But
I was about to say, give me a Vampire Slayer form, and it's never even close. Yeah. It's never even a debate.
Yeah. That being said, though, the Dawnguard DLC does introduce like the perk tree for werewolves. Not that it does much at all, but I don't know. You wouldn't really, I guess, even attribute that to the Dawnguard. Realistically, this might be B tier. Actually, the more I go into it, the more it's like top of B. What do you think? Or do you think it belongs in A? Do you think it's a tier above the mages?
The thing is that I like I like the things about the Dawnguard enough. Maybe it is unfair because I'm putting the DLC quest
You like the paint. You like the paint. You like the
paint.
Yeah,
I like
agree.
the visual.
No,
the
I agree. I think it's like aesthetically, it's actually in A tier. I would say it's A tier off of aesthetics for sure, and it's better than Valkyr off of aesthetics personally. I'm not like a maybe if Bubby was here, no flame.
Dark Gothic, yeah.
But if like we had an edgelord here, they'd be like, Castle Valakir is the only way to go.
So sick.
My heart is cold and empty, and I'm a vampire. I have to be.
Yeah.
Somebody has to save Serana. It's me.
Completely right. That's exactly what would happen.
I hate my dad, and then you could do some one of those. So, but
Evanescence starts playing.
Yeah, wake me up. Yeah. So, and then I would put, because it's kind of an extension, I would put Valakir behind them in A, because I think that they are that tier above B, but I don't think that, and even like I said, arguably, like objectively, it should be like this, but I'd put it like this, and I think it's fair this way.
Say the concept of a vampire hunter is way cooler than the concept of a vampire, and that's cooler. Enough for me.
I agree. Cooler. No, I totally agree. Something about like, okay, what, I'm immortal and I have powers and I'm a badass. Like, yeah, no shit, because you have the. Oh, I'm a normal guy and I kill the guys who are immortal and.
Yeah, I make a job out of it. I get paid to go kill these superhuman freaks.
Yeah,
that guy's a cool guy.
All right, I'm. You fine with it here?
Yeah. I would honestly put the vampires in the top. Honestly, I put them behind B and behind the Mage Guild, but that's just me.
Yeah, but that Dawnguard, like, I guess like Coat of Paint, sure, but the Dawnguard, because the DLC, you do all the same quests, no matter what faction you play.
Yeah, but on one team, I kill vampires. That's
true
enough for me.
Yeah. All right. I think they're a tier above, like quest line to quest line. This is like they're better.
Sure, if that's. Sure, if that's I think that's only because they really want you to go that way, and I think that's because they stink as writers. But that's just me.
All right. Up
onto
next,
the blades.
The blades, and I think this is certified D tier. Okay, Delphine. If we
had a doo-doo tier, that's where it would be.
The blades are so useless that you literally choose to not kill Parthenex, who you will never interact with again in the game, and lock yourself out of the blades just to not kill something that you actually will never interact with again. That's how useless the blades are. You would kill Parthenex 100 times over to join the freaking companions. Okay? That's how bad the blades are. Is that you would kill, because you literally will never. When is the next time you've gone back to the freaking throat of the world on the top of the mountain to go say, hey, Parthenex, how are you doing, man?
Dude, it's only to get the enhanced shout one time, never again.
Blades are D tier, no?
Dude, obviously our blades are T tier, but I've got to complain a little bit more about this. A lot of this, because I actually like Esbern, and I like the blades little, like, their hold. Delphine is the most obnoxious, useless loser in all of Elder Scrolls. Yeah,
I hate that you're pushed aside with them. I wish I could pick between the blades and the graybeards and actually have it be a meaningful choice. Because I will say, if you do pick the blades and you're a loser and you kill Parthenex, you do get to do a little bit of rebuilding for the blades, and it is a little cool. But I don't know. Esbern's not the worst, but Delphine is like insufferable.
I think that the Whitebeards actually like kind of have like a.
Oh, the Graybeards! What the hell do you think this is, Gandalf, bro?
Whitebeards, great up. Look, I've been awake for like 10. I woke up at 2 a.m.
Oh, okay.
The Graybeards, I feel like they actually have some sort of care for you and like in hope that you'll follow in their tradition and be one of them. The Blades just want to use you. Delphine, if you weren't literally the Dragonborn, Delphine wouldn't care about you at all. I don't know. Maybe it's the same exact truth with the Graybeards, but I feel like they do care.
Delphine literally talks to you like you're her bitch. That's what I don't like. And
uppity.
The thing is too, it's like in how I saved the freaking world.
Yeah.
And you would dare exclude me from the Blades. Okay.
Yeah. I'm excluding you from the Blades, actually.
I exclude her soul from her body if that was IRL,
yeah,
okay?
I'm gonna exclude you off of this mountain.
Yeah. You ever see what happens to a person who gets dragon rended? Get ready.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can't stand Delphine. I hate the way they wrote that. And then they do the kill Parthenex like it's like some deep choice you have to make.
like it's a real question. Like I guarantee you, probably 98% of players really, like 98% of the time, choose to save Parthenax.
I bet you
it's not very even danger if you're not the one that kills them.
I bet you like the two most popular mods is alternate start, because like you get to skip the start, and then the Parthenax dilemma, which is like you don't have to kill Parthenax. And the fact that like the most modded thing out of your game is this dumb choice is like so indicative of like why the blades are so bad.
Yep. Totally
anyway,
accurate.
On to the true sons of Skyrim, the Stormcloaks.
There's the Stormcloaks. They're the best. We're the best.
All right. I'll let you know, okay? Let me tell you.
Tell me.
I'm conflicted on where to place this. I am easily a true son of Skyrim. The Civil War questline is a little stale, though. It's not that great. It's not better than the Thieves Guild like questline and stuff.
But we're talking about the factions, not just the questline.
Yeah, but we're talking about what goes along with it, though.
Yeah, you're true. And what I am saying is that the factions' ideals, beliefs, and the characters of the Stormcloaks, that is enough for me. That is like I think that is the most. I think this is the most important faction in Skyrim. Actually.
What's your favorite of their ideals? Like hating being racist to the Dark Elves?
deciding that the Empire doesn't get to at its own convenience surrender a war and then give up Stormcloak culture and religion. That would be the first, or not just Nordic and Skyrim culture and religion.
Yeah.
Just because it's inconvenient for the Empire, even though the Nords are bleeding alongside.
But dude,
you know what I mean?
But dude, the Thalmor are gonna win if Skyrim secedes from the Empire, dude.
And they literally won't.
The High Elves are gonna win, man.
Because Skyrim, the Nords are going to march down. They're going to march through the Empire with the Empire's graces, because the Empire is going to beg the Nords, please come help us fight these guys, even though you're not our vassal anymore. And the Nords are going to be like, we will take any excuse to smash High Elf Skull any day, every day, always, all the time.
I mean,
Ulfric's going to be there shouting them to death.
Here's the thing, okay? Here's my arguments, because I had to throw out some counter arguments here, okay?
Yeah, you've got to be the devil's advocate, I know.
No. The the High Elves, Aldmeris, couldn't take Hammerfell. Okay? So they couldn't take Hammerfell, and they beat the Empire regardless with Skyrim. So the argument that if Skyrim secedes that the High Elves are going to win, they already won. Okay?
Yep.
And then, like, that it's also that they're just going to go steamroll Skyrim after. They couldn't steamroll Hammerfell for the reasons that the Empire can't beat Skyrim. So I think
they've got to go farther to get to Skyrim.
That's the whole point of what I'm saying, and it's tough terrain. Like, they're going to go siege Markarth. Like, okay, let's be real.
It's not the Empire. It's not the Skyrim that needs the Empire. The Empire is desperately in need of Skyrim.
Exactly, and that's why and I don't know. I think I'm so Stormcloak pilled. And here's the thing too, like, everybody's like, will always be like, oh, well, the Stormcloaks are racist. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, none of the holds allow Khajiits in their city, Stormcloaks or Imperials. Okay, so they're all racist. Let's get that. Out of our heads. The whole Stormcloaks are racist. They're all racist. Okay,
there are more Dark Elves in Windhelm than anywhere else.
Literally, the dark. Yeah, like, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, they're all
more
racist.
More Argonians in Windhelm than anywhere else.
Yeah,
I mean,
and the Empire, literally at the start of the game, the Empire is going to murder you for no reason. They're going to execute you for no reason. They know that you're not on their list. They're going to execute you anyway. Okay, so you're okay with them murdering anybody in the countryside that they pick up, right? That's the Empire. Also, this is not like a rant towards that person, because it's actually like a fun argument, like, all jokes aside. But somebody in one of the videos, I think it was on the Let's Play, was like, well, you know, they didn't murder that guy who let Ulfric out of Solitude. He came there and murdered the High King of Skyrim, yada yada. He didn't murder him. That's their custom, is they're allowed to fight that way. So to detain him, to execute him, would be unjust. So that guy who let him out through the gate is actually acting upon, like, Skyrim law. Which, again, the Imperial doesn't respect the Skyrim law, and then that's why I think the rebellion is justified. But
here's another reason why I think the whole Markarth incident is a whole nother reason why the rebellion is totally justified. the Stormcloaks, not Stormcloaks, because it was actually just Ulfric at the time. There was no Stormcloaks. Ulfric came with his goons, and he said, "We're gonna deal with all these. What are they called? Not the Briarheart people.
Forsworn.
The Forsworn. So we're gonna deal with all these Forsworn people. We're gonna solve this problem. Kicks him out of Markarth, but you're gonna have to let us worship Talos." And then Markarth agrees. They're like, "Yes, please." And so that's what happens. Ulfric goes in there, kicks them all out, and with this ideal of agreement, then they go back to being allowed to worship Talos for a little while. Then the Altmeri Dominion, the Thalmor, start walking around and they say, "Well, these guys are worshiping this. What is this about? Are we going to go to war again?" And then the Empire's like, "No, we're not going to go to war. We're going to go arrest that guy that just saved our city on the basis and premise that we would allow him to worship his god. This is a contractual agreement that we actually made, and we're going to go arrest him now." That's enough. That's enough reason. I don't care that they made this deal under pressure. What is it called when you're under duress?
Mm-hmm.
The Markarth made this deal under duress. The Empire made this deal under duress. You can't manage your own kingdom.
Yeah.
If you can't manage your own kingdom, that's on you. That's not on Ulfric. You agreed to this. I'm with Stormcloaks every day of the week.
Yeah, I'm super Stormcloak pilled. I actually don't. I think there's literally not a single good argument for the Empire. I'd really want to do like a video where it's like the Skyrim versus Imperials, like Stormcloaks
totally
versus Imperials.
Make a video on that.
My issue is like it's hard to even be a devil's advocate because I think the Imperials are so obviously like.
But
like I don't like the only thing that you can. I agree. It does seem like there's more people who are Imperial pilled, which is so weird.
It's so weird
because it's like. The only argument that they'll ever say is Stormcloaks are racist when they're all racist. So I don't.
Everybody's racist,
right? So it must be indicative.
The Thalmor are racist. The Thalmor are so racist, and they let them run through and enact judgment.
Yeah, it's not. No, good point. The Imperials are more racist than the Stormcloaks. Yeah. So if the only good argument is a bad argument, then like what is the stance? Like the other stance is like, oh, that. Because in that one dossier, they said that they let Ulfric out on purpose, that he must be like...
That some sort of spy or double agent.
No, not even that. The Thalmor, or that he's just like so dumb, and the Thalmor are so 60 chess that they know that he'll do all these things and it'll weaken the Empire. They beat the Empire anyway. Like, we have to understand, they beat the Empire anyway. The idea that if everybody in Skyrim just marches to the tune of the Imperial drum, that all of a sudden that the Imperials are going to turn around and go win, or the Empire is going to go out and go beat the Thalmor and beat out Aldmeris, and they're going to win because Skyrim decided, okay, we'll do whatever you say, boss. That's not how it works. They did that already and they lost. So you have to do something different. You can't just do the same thing. And maybe it's okay if the Empire loses. If you're in Skyrim and you can defend Skyrim from the High Elves, who cares if the Empire loses? Like, it's not my problem. It's kind of like in Hammerfell. Like, the Empire lost, Hammerfell didn't. It's not Hammerfell's problem that should Hammerfell have been like, we're not going to secede and we're going to lose too, actually. We're going to lose with the Empire for solidarity's sake.
Because you lost the capital.
Yeah. For solidarity's sake, we're going to lose with you. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. Like, that's what you'd want if you're an Empire... pro-Empire guy. I don't know. Hey, let us know in the comments. I don't want to spend too long on it. Let us know in the comments. If you're a super Imperial guy, let me know your best argument, because I literally, if you tell me the Stormcloaks are racist, I promise you that that is the worst argument in the world. They're literally more racist. The Imperials are more racist than the Stormcloaks. That's a quote. Put it down. Bing bong. All right. Anyway, I know you're going to say they're S tier, top of S tier. They're not that good. Let's be real. They're not that good. Okay, the faction is cool. Ulfric is cool.
I think the story is enough. It's the only compelling story, really, in Skyrim, in my opinion.
Oh, I don't know. But the quest line is kind of ass, actually.
It is, but the story isn't. But again, I'm
yeah, but if you put any face in anything on the rebellion, as like it's kind of the same thing. There's not like it's not the most unique, like.
Maybe, but I like it.
No, I like it too. I'm just saying it's not S tier, and I know you're going to say it's S tier.
You want to know why I say it's S tier?
I knew you were going to say it's S tier. Look, we just did the races, and you put Nords in S tier, and they're obviously not S tier. So, and then now you're going to tell me that the Stormcloaks are S tier.
Look, the the Stormcloaks are the only faction that spur this much argument about Elder Scrolls. There's not like
because it's the only actual choice in the game.
And exactly, they deserve points for that. Do they not?
Well, imagine if they made more choices in the game. There'd be something more compelling. I mean, the same people who are arguing pro-imperial are the same people who are like, yeah, I kill Parthenax every time. He's a dragon.
Look, because they don't understand good decision making. Does not mean
that was such a dig. That was such a dig. The Parthenax thing. That was such a dig. But they're like low key. They're behind the Thieves Guild. High key, they're actually behind the Thieves Guild.
You know what it is? I think if you remove Stormcloaks, I think that Skyrim is an entirely different game. I think if you remove the Thieves Guild, it's not. It's a different identity of a game, you know?
Well, because of you're removing two factions, not one.
No, you're not removing the Empire because Skyrim, you're just removing the plot
you're removing
line
the Empires you're removing the plot line. The Stormcloaks don't actually... Like, it stirs debate, but it's not... Look, the debate is better than the faction. That's the cold, hard truth, is that the faction is actually not that great. It's the debate surrounding it.
Good enough for me, man.
It can't be better than the Thieves Guild.
Oh,
the Thieves Guild...
That's me.
The quest line is head and shoulders better.
Yeah, it is. The quest line of it is so is much. I'm not arguing that the Stormcloak
it's head and shoulders better.
Because all the Stormcloak quest line is go get this, go beat this wisp, go get the crown, go beat the castles, go beat the Empire. That's it.
Okay, and then my second piece, just for context here, is what is particularly unique about the Stormcloaks that's not every other rebel faction? What is particularly unique that makes you think it's better than a average rebel faction?
Rebel faction is always this government is doing thing I don't like, I'm rebelling against it. What are you gonna if that's the big umbrella you're putting? Yeah, that fulfills every rebel faction because
there's some things that are like unique to certain factions. That my purpose and why it's a hard question answers that there's really nothing unique about it.
No, that's not true, because I think this is what's unique. I think that it is unique that this rebel faction, it's not just important, it's imperative about that Nord culture and Nord religion is so important that is what causes this rebellion. And I think that they do a good job of fleshing that out in the game. I think they really do. And I don't think that other stories that have rebel factions get me as compelled in their culture ideals or religion as the Elder Scrolls one, as the Nords do. That's what it is. That's why I think they're unique. I think I actually think that they have a cool culture and religion, and I'm compelled to agree that I think Nords would absolutely do this. Whereas other rebel factions, I think, are pretty shallow in their excuses. They just want a reason to make little guy fight big guy and win.
I think, and then, so here's some other gameplay related things too, okay?
Yep.
The depth of things that the Stormcloaks provide is not as deep as the Thieves Guild.
No, it ain't.
The armors are nowhere near as cool. Is there even like a special weapon associated with the questline that you get?
Possibly the weapon that you get in the Empire, or when you beat
Tullius when you kill him, but it's not. It's just like a regular enchanted sword. It's just,
it is. There's nothing cool about it.
That's my problem with it. Is there's other than just the fact that I'm a true son of Skyrim. Because here's the thing: if you were not a true son of Skyrim, it's like C tier. That's the thing. So
I totally agree with you.
Because that's where the Empire belongs. Spoiler alert: the Empire's C tier. And it's because we don't prefer the Empire. If we preferred the Empire, we would probably be having the opposite argument for the Empire. I don't think that there's anything particularly special or unique about either of these factions. I think it's more like I think the debate is the fun part, and that's the cool part of the faction. And I think it is a benefit because nothing else has a debate like that. Like, it's not companions or silver hands or silver hands, right? So it's not companions or silver hands or Parthenax or the blades, because it's so obvious which ones you pick. And I think that that's what makes those ones kind of suck. And I think that I do think the Civil War questline is better than the companions, actually, by the way. Even though, and then the characters, this is another tangent point, is that the characters aren't necessarily all that compelling. I think Ulfric is cool. I think his homeboy is like a badass. What's his name? Garmin. What's his name? Oh, you cut out. What is it?
Stonefist.
What's his first name?
Galmar.
Galmar Stonefist. Yeah.
Galmar Stonefist.
They're cool in a tough guy way, but
you're totally right.
But that's it. Like Rayleigh is cool and Hadvar are cool, but it's only because you meet him at the start of the game. Like that's the only reason that they're cool.
Yeah.
And then Tullius is like copy paste, and then the Leggett girl is kind of cool too. The Leggett Ricky or whatever her name is.
Yeah, she's cool because she's a loyal Nord who is also loyal to the. She has reasons, and I like Riga. I like Riga actually.
That's the thing. I think she's cool. I think Tullius is like copy paste Emperor, like not Emperor but Roman general. So he's like not cool at all to me. I
think he deserves a little more credit. Only that he does acknowledge that Nords have like a different culture, and he does defer to his Nord lieutenant to like what the right decision is to handle them. But that's it. That's like all he really does. It's impressive, I guess, or cool about his character. But that's the thing is, unfortunately, in this giant political Civil War scale storyline, there's 5 characters with names, and one of them is Balgruff. It's like.
And low key, I hate to say it, Jarl Balgruff is the coolest of all of the characters, and you have to side against him to do the Stormcloaks.
Yeah, he's the only one with greater in the name. The best Imperial argument is I like Jarl Balgruff.
I agree. That's the only valid one. That's the only one where I'll be like, I understand. I disagree, but I understand.
Yeah.
I think they belong here. I don't.
We can put them there. And okay. I just want to let my personal opinion know that I think that it would go in S, but I totally understand.
Fair enough. All right, and then Empire, it's above the Companions. Could we agree?
Yeah, sure.
Just because it does drive you to emotion. You've never had an emotional argument about the Companions.
That's true.
Up next is which is basically unplayable without mods. There is a really cool mod that lets you play as these people, but this is the Vigilant of Stendar.
Yeah.
Now like you said, you do go beat the piss out of that one Vigilant of Stendar in the House of Horrors quest, and that's close to your
representation.
That's close to your only interaction. There's also Vigilant of Stendar who tells you about the Dim Hollow Crypt, I think it's called. That's where you go find Serana. So you do that as well with a Vigilant of Stendar, but aside from that, there's not really anything to do with the Vigilant of Stendar without mods. There's some cool mods that add Vigilant of Stendar quests and stuff like that. I would say they're the coolest faction that you don't really get to play as. That's not an official faction, I think.
They have a cool concept, and they have literally non-existent execution, and that's so sad.
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't think they're ever meant to be a playable faction. So, I don't think there was ever a plan to make them playable. I think they exist as a background faction.
I think it might have existed in concept, and then they immediately scrapped it. That might have happened.
Maybe
because there is like a Vigilant of Stendar like meeting area somewhere, or like
it gets burned down. It gets burned down
But that's it, and because of that, better than the Blades.
It's probably actually C tier because I would say. Okay, we have to rate it knowing that it doesn't have a quest line. Okay, so it's hard to be better than anything with a quest line if you don't have a quest line. But what they do have is a vibe and
they've got a cool outfit.
They have a cool outfit and they have like a culture to them. You know them when you see them. They could kind of evoke, you would imagine if they were playable, like how the quest line would be, and maybe you could pick the side of the Daedra or the side of this Vigilance, and there's lots of cool stuff that could be done with them. And I think as they exist, they're pretty cool, and they're not ass.
They aren't ass. I like seeing when I see a Vigilant of Stendar roaming the world. I see him beat up a saber-toothed tiger, and I'm like, all right, you, man. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. All right. Up next is the Bard's College. So there is a couple Bard's College quests. You go in there. It's a nice little house, a cool little building that you can go in. There's a couple people to talk to. You go do a couple quests, and then you go burn an effigy of this king or whatever. I think it's like Olaf One Eye. I can't remember what his name is. You go burn an effigy of him. It's cool. This is actually a cut. So they did cut a lot. So Bard's College was meant to be like an actual faction, and it's the one that they cut. What are your base thoughts? Because I guess ideally, it's hard to say because they lost a lot of content that they can't be very high, but what do you think about it?
It's a real shame that in a role-playing game, the faction that is based around literally speech and convincing people or anything like that, or anything charisma related, that faction literally, that Bethesda decided they were so unimportant that they could just remove them, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's like the most disheartening thing about the Bard's College is I think the philosophical ideal for a role-playing game. I guess that's what hurts me the most.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know how I would rate them because I think they're cool, and I would want more.
But we don't have more.
We don't have more.
And you might not like me for saying this. I think that the companions are better than the Bard's College.
No, they are, for sure. I'm trying to figure out if the Bard's College is D tier or bottom of C.
Dude, I'll put them in D tier above the Blades because I hate the Blades.
The Blades are actually like uniquely the worst. It's not even close.
Yeah. It's hilarious that you could give me like if the Blades removed Delphine and you just told me the Blades were an idea, I would think, yeah, the Blades are probably.
I would have said, I wish we got more Blades. Is what I would have said.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I would have regretted that if I'd ever known what it would have become.
Yeah. And up next, this isn't a faction in the traditional sense. It is a faction. You don't really play as them in a way. They have a quest line associated with them, though. And this is the Forsworn. So obviously you do the whole Forsworn conspiracy. That whole quest line, you go into sit in a mine. You can join them or screw them over. This is kind of like your pseudo-faction. This is kind of fits the same template as the Blades, the Bard's College, the Vigilance Estendar. Kind of fits that same vibe. I do think that the quest line is a little bit more, like it's a little bit more iconic. Going into Sidna Mine and doing all that stuff, it's a better story. It's actually a good story.
Yeah, most playthroughs do it. It happens in most playthroughs, I think.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid.
And I gotta say this, the Forsworn, I think that they got some love, and I think that they deserve way more love. I think that there could have been this could have been a whole nother faction where you could have had some sort of political discourse. You know what I mean? But instead you only ever get to speak with 3 Forsworn ever, despite the fact that they all speak language. You know, they're all conscious human beings with thought. So yeah, you can never interact with them in a way that isn't violent, except for literally in Sid the Mine. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's kind of Bethesda's Raider pill that they take in Fallout, and I don't think that's cool.
Well, I don't think I actually had that one camp. If you go help, whatever the guy's name is, if you go help him get out, then that specific camp, they're non-violent towards you, and you can go back there and stuff.
Word doesn't really travel very far, though, does it?
You know, if they're the Forsworn, what are they? You know,
what if I'm a Forsworn? What if I'm running around in Forsworn clothes and I'm a Breton? And I'm replace my heart with a briar. Right?
So yeah, true.
It's a little sad. It's like you can pretend to be like most of the other factions. You can't pretend to be this one.
Yeah, I think I would probably say that low key, they're arguably, they're probably here, but on vibe and stuff, are they better? Is the question, and I'm just not sure. Maybe not.
I understand the whole druidy look that they went for, but a lot of those weapons just look totally silly.
And they're dumb. I know they're dumb too.
Yeah, they're really dumb. How do you ever beat anybody? The only way they beat anybody is because they have hag ravens and giant possessed idiots on their team.
I'm okay with the Forsworn here. I actually think.
Yeah.
A side note is that they're really annoying to deal with anytime you fight them. So I really hate having to fight a Forsworn camp. Yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah, and it's you go up the water stream. It's there's 70 Forsworn here, all with ranged attacks.
Well, I think looking at our tier list here, it's the factions are actually pretty polarizing. They're either good or they're bad. There's very little average, I think, when it comes to factions, and that's okay. That's kind of how the game is. Mods fix a lot of them, but yeah, this is almost an hour-long video. I thought this was actually really quick, but we went off on some tangents, and this is a pretty arbitrary, subjective, random list that we just made. I'm sure you could pick apart our logic on half the things, but I think I feel pretty strongly that the Dark Brotherhood is the actual only S tier faction. But
since I don't know enough, I will not argue that.
But if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your best Imperial argument. I can't wait I'm gonna sit here and cackle in my chair when I read it, just so you know.
The comments are I would love. Please let me see them. Adam.
Yeah. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Look, if you're an Imperial sympathizer, it's okay. Well, I'll let you like the video. You don't have to dislike it. I'll let you like it. And let me know what you guys want us to rank next. You know, obviously we love doing the Skyrim stuff, but we like to do Tamriel in general stuff and Fallout stuff. And if you're sick enough to want us to do something Starfield related, we might even do it. So that's all I really got. And have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.